During a hearing this week, Marjorie Taylor Greene decided to let step-parents, foster parents, adoptive parents all over the country know that you are not, in fact, mothers and fathers. No, according to her, apparently only that title rests with somebody involved in the actual birthing process of the kid. No matter how long you've raised them, no matter how much you care for them, you, Marjorie Taylor Greene says, are not their actual mother or father. Now, this happened during an exchange in the hearing on the floor of Congress, where Marjorie Taylor Greene was questioning American Federation of Teachers President Randi Weingarten. Now, Ms. Weingarten was asked by Marjorie Taylor Greene, "Are you a mother?" And Weingarten responded by saying, "I am a mother by marriage, and my wife is here with me, so I'm really glad that she's here." Marjorie Taylor Greene responded and said, "By marriage, I see." So even before she got to the truly disgusting part of her comment, she was already downplaying Miss Weingarten's role as a mother to an adoptive child. And then, of course, things really went off the rails. See, Marjorie Taylor Greene, the whole reason she was even questioning Miss Weingarten, which it wasn't a questioning, it was just a straight up nonstop attack on Randi Weingarten for 5 full minutes that Marjorie Taylor Greene held the floor. But she was attacking her because Miss Weingarten, again, as the leader of the American Federation of Teachers, submitted requests, guidelines to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention about safely returning to schools during the pandemic. So we're talking about something that happened years and years ago that Marjorie Taylor Greene, for some reason, is still pissed off about, even though it's no longer relevant to anything, anywhere, for anyone. But after that, this is what Greene said. "You have no business advising the CDC what the medical guidelines were for school closures, because now we have a nation of school children who suffered because of it. The problem is people like you need to admit that you're a political activist, not a teacher, not a mother, and not a medical doctor." Well, for what it's worth, Ms. Weingarten never claimed to be a medical doctor, but she is a mother, obviously. And for the record, she was also a teacher for many years before she took over as the leader of the American Federation of Teachers. So 2 out of 3 of your points you're completely 100% wrong about, and the one you were right that she's not a doctor. She never claimed to be a doctor, so don't know why you would even bring that up to begin with. Her job is to look out for the best interest and the safety of the teachers in this country, and you and your party, Marjorie, were trying to force them back into unsafe environments during a deadly pandemic before we even had a vaccine or a proper treatment for COVID. Kids are back in school. They've been back in school for a couple years now. And you're still dredging this up as if there's anything in the world you can do about what happened. You're more worried about making these individuals look silly, which you didn't even do that, than you are about the fact that we lost more than 1 million American citizens during that pandemic so far. Now, this response, this "you're not a mother" comment, of course, over the last 24 hours, has drawn a hell of a lot of criticism, rightfully so, towards Marjorie Taylor Greene. MSNBC anchor and legal analyst Katie Fong said, quote, "What disgusting filth from Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's unconscionable to go after amazing people like Randi Weingarten and countless others who provide unconditional love and support for their children, regardless of whether they're the biological parents." I was raised from the time I was 1 year old by my mother and my stepfather, who to me is dad, always has been dad, always will be. Are you, Marjorie Taylor Greene, going to tell me that that's not my actual dad? The man who raised me, instilled me with the values that I have today? The man who provided for our family, put me on the path that I am currently on? I myself have a stepson that I have loved unconditionally and raised him since he was 3 years old. Are you going to tell me I'm not his father because we're going to have a problem if that's what you're going to tell me. But that seems to be what you're saying. So I get the anger because I'm angry just right there with everybody else. Because this is a personal attack, not just on Randi Weingarten, but on every single one of us who has adopted kids, who was adopted themselves. You are, as Katie Fong put it, a disgusting piece of filth, Marjorie Taylor Greene. And you will never be anything more than that. Ring of Fire has fresh content 7 days a week, so if you want to be reminded about it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell to be notified every time a new video goes up.